Breakfast with Bob.
Poncho Man! Welcome back. Our first show of Kona Week. Breakfast with Bob, brought to you on Triathlete.com. And we're so excited. Our first guest, a guy who dictates what happens here on race day, always off the front, the best cyclist in the sport. He has led for more miles and more hours in this course than anybody in history. Give it up for Mr. Chris Lieto.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Native boy.
Yeah, kind of.
7 months this year you've been living here?
Yeah, last year, yeah. Earlier in the year, yeah. Went home for the summer months.
Yeah.
So spent back in California for 3 months, but I just love it here. It's a beautiful island. You can see in the background.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing place.
So this year, you've been just watching what happened in Vegas. Vegas 70.3. You rode really, really well, as usual. Sort of tactical early on, then you took off, but you 118 off the bike. You had to feel really good about that run.
Yeah, I was really happy with that. You know, it was hard because it was in prep for this race. You know, this is the first time trying to do a half Ironman 4 weeks out from this Ironman.
Right.
And really, how do you balance your training, the load that you put on, and be ready for that race? And you know, I put some big miles in the weekend before, and it didn't make the run any easier, but I was really happy with the run. And the run was challenging with the downhills and the uphills, so it's tough, but got it done.
2 years ago, you take second. You're 39 years old now.
Yeah.
But you're 39. Macca won at 37. Crowy's 38. Older generation sort of kicking butt out here. You still feel you can win this race?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the older guys are going to be the ones that are going to really, as far as dictate a piece of the race and have, you know, as far as great chances of winning.
Right.
Myself, Crowy as well. You know, we've been around, we've done it, but we also have learned how to adapt our training. You know, we've adjusted stuff. We don't train quite as much as we used to. It's a little bit more about recovery. For me, it's a little bit more about balance as well. You know, time with the family, just enjoying the whole process, and really being excited about being here, excited about racing, and excited about involving my family and doing more than just racing and crossing a finish line, but giving back as well. So that's a big piece of it.
Did you feel there was a point a couple of years ago where maybe your family wasn't as involved, and is that one of the reasons you moved over here? Because this can be a very self-indulgent sport where you just ride, run, and swim all day long.
Yeah, I mean, this sport has been known to be a very selfish sport, and that's been my passion the last years, to really, with more than sport, to really get that message across that it's more than just us going out and training. So it's making the sport not a selfish sport, but a giving sport. And for me, that's involving my family, you know, and this is my job. It's a passion I have. I love what I do. I wouldn't change it. But there's also a point where you have to go, you know what, taking that time with the family, you know, skipping a workout to watch my son play soccer, to go and do activities with them, to just really be involved as a family, because that's really what counts. You know, when you're done and the race is over, if you finish first or you finish last or you have a tough day, when a day is done, you go home to your family. And when you get old, you're going to look back and go, yeah, I was a triathlete and I may have won or become a world champion, but what you're really going to value is looking back and going, the life that I had with my family and my friends is what's really valuable. And so that I think spurs me on. You know, and 2 years ago and last year, you get caught up in the things that you may expect that you need to have support, to make sure you have your massage therapist every day, to make sure you have, you know, help, you know, with the food that you're preparing and all that kind of stuff. So you can get kind of sucked in this environment of going, okay, I'm here for 3 weeks before this race and I need to buckle down, focus, make sure I eat right, make sure as soon as I'm done training, I got my feet up, make sure I get my massages, ice bath, whatever, you know, naps and all that kind of stuff. And then there's a point where as far as this year, it's more of come home, I pick up my son from school, we go play, we go to the beach, you know, we do stuff. So I'm on my feet more, you know, and so technically, according as far as being a professional athlete, should I be doing more of putting my feet up and doing the typical pro athlete approach, or do I get more out of engaging with my family, engaging with fans, engaging with the community, and getting more out of it? You know, I find when you give more and you're out there and you're just enjoying the process, that you actually get a lot more back, and you're more passionate, excited, and you have more in you to push yourself. And so that's what I'm looking for race day. I think I'm going to be out there racing, and when things get hard, I'm going to have more things to draw from to keep me going and push through that pain and to push on and to speed up, instead of in the past where, you know, when you go through a hard spot, you may look at it and go, man, I've put all this into it. You know, I've put all this expectation, and I've paid all this money for this, and I've done all this, and it's just not working. Well, now it's like, you know what? I've enjoyed the process. I'm having a blast, but my family is totally behind me. The island's behind me. My fans are behind me. My sponsors are behind me. I'm going to keep pushing, you know, and the kids that we're helping and the kids that we're giving back to are expecting me to race hard and try hard. And so that keeps me, you know, going as well.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So when you look at this race, a race you've been to many, many times, and a race that's the most important race in the sport, for you to win it, it's not like a lot of people think about the tactics they're going to do. Your tactics are basically go off the front of the bike, because you're the best cyclist out here, and see what happens, and see if you can run fast enough to win this race. Will we see a change this year?
You may see a change. I don't know. You know, it really depends on how it unfolds. And you can make plans ahead of time. You know, we have 2 or 3 or 4 ideas of what may happen.
Yeah.
But you don't know until you're out there. You don't know what someone else is going to do. You don't know how Crowley's going to respond, or, you know, any guys that are out there. You know, like what's going to happen, and what are the winds like. You know, if the winds are up, then yeah, I may just go off on my own all day. You know, because everyone's got to fight in the winds. But if it's calm out there, there may be a need for some tactics. There may be a need to look to see, hey, what else is someone else doing? Ironically, I'd love to see. I'm bummed that Lance isn't here this year. You know, Lance is
someone to ride with.
Yeah, and someone to ride with. You know, so if there's someone out there that wants to ride hard and try and see what they got out of themselves, then I would love to have that company and to ride with someone and race with someone. You know, the whole time instead of going on my own.
What would it mean to you, and Tim DeBoom won this race 10 years ago, and then he won it the following year, and no American guy has won since. What would it mean to you to be that next American guy to win this race?
Yeah, that'd be a huge honor for sure. I mean, it'd be amazing. Yeah, you know, I don't think that much about that portion of it.
Yeah.
You know, my objective is to go and win, but yeah, when you think about all that stuff, yeah, I mean, to be the first American since Tim, yeah, it'd be a huge deal. It'd be amazing.
How are you better this year than you were last year or the year before?
A year wiser.
Yeah.
Training again has changed a little bit. You know, ironically, I haven't really changed much in my training with my cycling and swimming, but I've seen both of those improve. My running has improved in the last 3 years, and I haven't really had a chance to really show it in an Ironman yet.
Yeah.
So I know it's in there. You know, it's improved a little bit, but it's about where it was last year, the year prior to. But I'm okay with that because I know what I'm capable of, but I haven't had that chance to show it yet. So this year, you know, if I come off and I'm doing well and my legs feel good and I'm running well, I'm looking forward to that day, and and I think if I have that, then that will be enough to win. So.
Hey, Chris, thank you, bud, for joining us. First time you've joined us for Breakfast with
this
Bob,
is great.
man.
Hey, breakfast with Bob.